Over the last 10 years, I've helped over 10,000 people get jobs in the information technology field. And the secret has nothing to do with having a college degree, having 3 to 5 years of experience, or having a ton of certifications. In fact, focusing on those things is exactly why most people fail. Instead, what I'm about to show you is a lot easier than what most people think. And once you see how simple it is, you'll wonder why no one else has ever told you about it. So, this is a 6-step IT blueprint that's gotten over 10,000 people hired in tech, and some of them in less than 30 days. And if you're thinking, but I have no experience, good. This actually makes it easier. It all starts with step 1. What really matters, this is where 90% of people get it wrong. They think they need a bunch of IT certifications before anyone will look at them. But certifications are a simple way to express qualifications. Instead, the students of mine who actually get hired are the ones who are focusing on being valuable and not just qualified on paper. And if you become valuable by focusing on the skills they need that actually matter in IT, like networking skills, cybersecurity protection and basic analysis, systems administration, cloud DevOps fundamentals, AWS and Azure, it doesn't matter which, just pick one and go. And if you're starting from zero, don't panic. There's free, low-cost stuff you can do right now using Packet Tracer, using TryHackMe for cybersecurity, using Microsoft to check out their Azure cloud. All of this gets you hands-on experience, not just theory and concept. And better yet, if you can build a home lab with VirtualBox or use Proxmox, you could literally spin up virtual machines, set up real live networks, simulate cyber attacks, and secure all these systems, all while making mistakes and fixing them, because this is how you actually level up. Because with the experience, you'll be able to perform on the job on day one. So while certs can help you qualify, it's experience that what matters. So I always recommend, if you need to get that qualification for certs, start with the Network Plus. And if you want to go into cybersecurity, the Security Plus is what I would recommend next. And these are great vendor agnostic certs that not only build a strong foundation, it gives you that checkbox for HR qualification. And this is the first step. Take my client Abhishek. For example, he was working at Best Buy as an Apple specialist, making around $30,000 a year. He focused on hands-on security labs instead of just collecting certifications. Now, he's a cybersecurity analyst making $65,000, doubling his income just going through hands-on training. And then step 2 is you want to get the proof. This is all about proving that you could actually do the work. Because in IT, your IT projects become your portfolio, and that's what's important to put on your resume. So forget about generic job descriptions, because what matters is what you can do. So start with 3 to 4 hands-on IT projects that an employer actually cares about, deploying Active Directory, running vulnerability scans, or automating backups with PowerShell. You get the idea. The goal here is to showcase that you can solve real IT problems, and you want to document everything. Show all the steps that you took to solve that problem and the outcome. Record screenshots or short videos to showcase the work. Then you can put it all on a beautiful website or GitHub and so on. The whole goal is to be able to showcase these portfolio projects. And when someone asks, can you do this job? You can say, here, see for yourself. And also when you're doing this, you can write a LinkedIn post about one of your IT projects and explain exactly what you've done and what you've learned and what you're solving for. Because IT recruiters notice people who share results, not just resumes. And if you're switching careers, don't panic, because you can easily bridge your past experience in a domain into the IT sector. And we have students that do this all the time. Now I troubleshoot networks. This helps employers connect the dots across different industries, verticals, but not discounting all your past work experience. Like Daniel Soka, who was a bartender at Blooming Brands making about $40,000 to $55,000. He documented all his customer service skills alongside his technical lab projects. As a result, he's an implementation engineer at Baxter International, now earning $80,000 a year. Now, step 3 is to get noticed. See, most IT recruiters spend less than 6 seconds on a resume. So yours has to scream out loud, I can do this job now. And to do that, start with strong headlines on your resume. Something like entry-level IT technician plus CompTIA certified plus hands-on lab experience. Also cut out the fluff. Remove high school clubs, generic, soft skills, fast learner, all that mumbo jumbo, okay? Focus on what you built. Focus on what you've solved. Focus on showcasing your skills and your IT projects in your portfolio. Then match the keywords from the job postings in your resume. If the posting mentions, for example, troubleshooting TCP/IP, make sure that phrase is also on your resume. And so to quantify this, for example, let's say you say configured and secured a 100-person network. That tells exactly what you're capable of. On LinkedIn, you can pin your top 1 to 3 IT projects so anyone can view them and see what you're working on. It could be in your about section and focusing on all the skills and technology stacks that you're very comfortable with. And apart from this, you could also set up like 30-second to 60-second videos on your profile explaining what you're looking for and why you're the best candidate. And by the end of this step, your portfolio, your resume, and your LinkedIn is all gonna say the same thing, that you're a rock star and you're ready to hit the ground running and you're passionate about IT. Now, the thing about getting a job in IT is that 80% of IT jobs never hit the job boards. They happen through connections. So if you're only applying the jobs, you're missing 80% of the opportunities. This is why we set up step 4. Networking. Start with LinkedIn. It's your gold mine. Search for people working in the roles you want, like IT support and cybersecurity analysis, cloud engineers, network engineers, DevOps engineers. And don't just hit that connect button. Send a personalized note to message them when you're requesting that connection. Start with the compliments. Hey John, I love the concept behind this packet tracer project you mentioned. Then ask the question and go deeper, like where'd you find that? I'm always trying to keep up to date with the IT industry, and you seem like you're a rock star when it comes to this technology. And then you can make comments and engage in these threads, right? Like, I'm already subscribed to this and I was curious about that. And you get the idea. Engage with the community. Make comments about another personal thing, like where he's from, and you can say something like, oh, I saw you in Florida too last week. And you don't want to, be transactional. You generally want to be curious about what they're working on and establish that connection. And then over time, you're building a strong network of peers. And notice that we're never asking for a job. Instead, we're going to wait for those referrals to come in. We're just starting the conversation, and the person will most likely naturally ask you later what you're doing for work. Like, when are you thinking about entering the workforce, and so on and so on. And if you built an enough trusting relationship and rapport, every IT worker gets money. Who doesn't want to get paid? I remember when I used to work at Dimension Data, they used to give $5,000 if you referred an engineer and they got hired. $5,000. I mean, how crazy is that? So referrals work. And this is a great hack to break your way into IT teams fast through networking. And to summarize this, you can also use free networking hubs like Reddit communities, LinkedIn, Facebook, IT career questions, Discord servers, local IT meetups. Just join anywhere all the people are hanging out. And this is how you're going to build relationships. For example, one of my students, Kyle Bohannon, was making $95,000 as an inventory control supervisor well into his career. But he always wanted to transition to information technology. And through a strategic networking event at his current company, he then moved over to a cloud network engineer role after he got trained and certified by us by the same company. But he was able to move from $95,000 to $126,000 as a cloud network engineer. You see, sometimes the best opportunity is right there in front of you. So, step 5, let's talk about strategic applications. Never apply for thousands of random positions. Based on everything I told you, right? It makes way more sense to do it strategically. If you waste your time with thousands of application submissions, that's gonna really drain you. And you're gonna be like, wow, nobody wants to hire me because you sprayed and prayed. Instead, I want you to only apply after 2 to 4 networking touch points you have made in the company. So you should connect with at least 2 to 4 people in the same company before you even apply. This is easier if you focus on small to mid-sized companies like managed service providers or healthcare or finance IT teams, because they hire more entry to mid-level talent because they might not be able to afford hiring a senior engineer at $250,000. Now, if you need to go to job listings, you can use IT-specific job boards. You can find them on dice.com, techcareers.com, and different forums as well. And don't worry about the 2 years of experience requirements. Look, if you've got IT projects and hands-on proof, you're already 90% ahead of all other applicants because you're going to showcase that you can do the job. And if you do this by the end of this step, you'll be getting in front of all the right people while everyone else is getting their resume scrubbed by AI job platform filters. Finally, step 6 is the interview. This is where most people choke. But you don't have to, because after basic introduction questions, in an interview, they're going to start asking you more about your experiences and some of the stuff on your resume. So the best way to prepare for this and respond to stuff on your resume is using the STAR method. It stands for situation, task, action, result. This is how you want to structure all your responses.
The STAR method, which is situation, task, action, result, and I always add a T at the end for takeaways. You would use it because it's a structured approach and it weeds out all that extra information that you don't need to convey. And what it does is it helps you create that direct link between the achievements and the job that you want.
Talk about real things you did, like your IT labs, your projects, and all the volunteer work. Don't overthink it. Just show how you solve business problems with IT solutions. Then on the technical side, expect scenario-based questions like how would you troubleshoot a DNS server? Or how would you troubleshoot a network outage? How would you secure a Windows workstation? So be prepared to talk about these situations. And now you can reference your hands-on IT projects and how you did it. And you can be showcasing all your experience and your skills while you're talking through those projects. Also, if you don't know how to do something, don't be afraid to say so, but make sure you explain how you would go about figuring out the answer. And don't forget to ask smart questions at the end of the interview. For example, what tools is the IT team using for endpoint protection and so on and so on? How does the new IT professionals ramp up on their first 30 days, 90 days on the job? It shows you're thinking like you're already part of the IT team and not just a regular applicant. Lastly, follow up. Send a thank you email referencing everything you discussed. It's a small step, but it makes you a memorable candidate. That's it, folks. Follow these 6 steps in this proven blueprint, and you're ready to land your first tech job. The IT job market in 2025 is recovering, but growing, and especially in cybersecurity, data center, cloud, and networking. Technology roles are among the most in demand, but you need the right strategy to stand out from the other career changers and new graduates. If you want to make sure you're headed down the right path, we've got a free quiz that to tell you which high-paying tech careers fit your personality, your lifestyle goals, and where you're at in your current skill levels. No guessing, no wasting years chasing the wrong thing, no competing with also hundreds of laid-off senior engineers for a similar job. It takes just 3 minutes, by the way. It's personalized, and the best part, it's 100% free. Tap the link on your screen or in the description to get your first custom tech career path today and start building a future that actually works in the new America.